So, you're a bridge player, and you're looking for that real, measurable advantage at the table. Well, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're diving into a high-performance bidding system designed to do just that, Region Advanced 2-1.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. That's the promise, right from the system's author. We're not just talking about a different way to bid here. We are talking about a system built from the ground up to give you a competitive edge. It's all about more precise, more efficient communication with your partner.
Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we'll look at what actually gives this system its edge. Then, we'll build up from the foundation and get into its core language, which is all about transfers. We'll see how it handles the chaos of a competitive auction, peek at some of the advanced tools, and finally, we'll connect it all to the actual play of the hand.
So what is this edge we keep talking about? Look, it's not about memorizing a few new bids. It's about a fundamental shift in how you and your partner actually communicate. Let's dig into what makes this system so different.
And here's the key idea. The whole advantage comes from its ability to paint a much more detailed picture of your hand and to do it way faster. So think of it less like a set of rigid rules and more like a flexible, descriptive language that you and your partner become totally fluent in.
All right, let's get into the nuts and bolts. To really get this system, you have to start with its core philosophy. The why behind it all. These are the foundational ideas that make everything else possible.
Okay, so the first big concept you have to wrap your head around is the short club. In this system, opening one club doesn't necessarily mean you have a bunch of clubs. It's often an artificial bid, and you might only have 2 of them. Now, this isn't just some weird quirk. It's a really smart strategic choice that creates a ton of room in the auction for you and your partner to describe your hands.
And this slide just shows you the benefit perfectly. Look at the left. With a standard system, opening one spade puts you at a higher level right away, eating up valuable bidding space. But on the right, with Regent, opening one club is like launching a rocket from a lower orbit. It keeps the bidding super low, creating this wide open space for your partner to immediately start describing their hand with incredible precision.
So it all rests on these pillars. You always open your 5-card majors, but a lot of other hands are going to start with that artificial short club. A 2-over-1 response? Always game forcing. No ambiguity. A 1-note trump opening is strong, showing 15 to 17 points. And as we're about to see, transfers are like the primary language of the entire system. Okay, so let's move on to that core mechanic and see how this whole language of transfers actually works. This is really the heart and soul of the system's descriptive power.
Probably the most unique thing about Regent is just how deeply transfers are woven into almost every single sequence. They are the #1 tool for communicating the shape and strength of your hand, especially after that super important 1-club opening.
Let's walk through a simple example. Your partner opens 1 club. You're sitting there with 4 more hearts. Now, instead of bidding hearts yourself, you bid 1 diamond. That's a code that tells your partner, hey, I've got hearts, please bid them for me. Your partner, the opener, just completes the transfer by bidding 1 heart. And now it's your turn again to add more detail, already knowing you have a potential fit. So efficient.
I mean, this table is just a masterclass in efficiency. It's the responder's starting vocabulary. 1 diamond transfers to hearts, 1 heart transfers to spades, and look at that 1 spade bid. It immediately tells your partner you don't have a 4-card major. In just 1 bid, you're already eliminating possibilities and painting a super clear picture.
Okay, this all sounds great when you have a nice, quiet auction all to yourselves, but we all know that's not usually how bridge works, right? It's a fight. So what happens when your opponents decide to jump in and mess with your beautiful conversation? Let's see how this system actually thrives under pressure.
This is the million-dollar question for any bidding system, isn't it? A system is only as good as its ability to work when your opponents are right there in your face fighting for the same contract. And here is the system's brilliant, almost counterintuitive answer. Interference doesn't shut you down. Get this, it actually opens up new ways to bid. An opponent's bid can give you extra tools to describe your hand that you wouldn't have had in a quiet auction. It's wild.
You've got this whole dedicated toolkit for these exact situations. You've got your negative doubles to show values in the other suits. You've got support doubles to immediately confirm a fit for your partner's suit. And you can even still use transfers after an opponent has bid. The system doesn't break, it just adapts.
Now, beyond that core structure, the Regent system is just packed with a whole range of advanced conventions that add even more layers of precision. Let's take a quick peek at the full toolkit.
Now, we're not going to get lost in the weeds on all of these, but this just gives you a taste of the system's depth. Instead of Jacobi 2NT, you've got Stenberg, which is way more descriptive. To fight back against an opponent's strong no-trump, there's a defense called multi-landy. And for those tricky auctions, tools like XY checkback and good bad 2NT give you precise ways to find the absolute perfect spot. It's a really comprehensive set of solutions.
All right, let's bring it all home. How does all this incredibly precise communication during the bidding translate into winning more tricks when you're actually defending and playing the hand?
And here's the thing you have to remember. The conversation doesn't just stop when the opening lead hits the table. That precision you worked so hard to establish in the bidding, it continues through the signals and leads you and your partner make during the play.
The system even gives you specific approaches. Against no trump, yeah, you lead the classic fourth highest from your long suit, but against suit contracts, you generally stay away from that. A king lead asks for count, while an ace lead asks for attitude, basically asking your partner, hey, do you like this suit or not?
And this is the main way you signal reverse attitude. It sounds fancy, but it's simple. When your partner leads an ace or a queen, you talk to them with the card you play. Play a high card, you're encouraging them, saying, yes, I like this. Play a low card, you're discouraging them. It's a super clear, simple way to keep that conversation going.
And that really brings us to our final thought. A system like Region Advanced gives you this incredible framework, but it points to a much deeper question about the game itself. Is the real edge found by memorizing dozens of complex conventions, or is it found by using those tools to build a seamless, intuitive language with the only other person at the table you can truly trust, your partner?